welcome to another episode of Rustacean Station. I'm your host, Alan Wyma. Today I'm with Shuang Zhu. I'm not too sure if I said that correctly because I don't know the characters of your name. He is a software developer based out of Beijing, working for ByteDance, which is the creator of everybody's favorite app, TikTok, which I heard is very addictive. We were talking before the show. We are not allowed in Hong Kong to use TikTok or Douyin, which Douyin is the Chinese version of TikTok. So welcome, Shuang Zhu. How are you?
Hello, I'm so happy to be here and thanks for inviting me.
No, it's good to get you on here. Yeah, I mean, we were talking a little bit about your background, right? You're not using Rust in your daily job, is that right?
Yeah, that's so true. I'm working writing Go program language on my daily job and writing Rust on my nightly and weekend time. Yeah.
Now, how do you feel? Because since you're writing Rust and you're writing Go, people often compare Rust and Go together, right? Which one is better? How do you feel about each language? Do you like one more than the other?
Yes. Actually, I prefer Rust than Go. Yeah. Rust is a high performance language than Go, and we don't have GC, and we are type safety and memory safety language. Go now is a simple and efficient language to working on a project. And so I think most people think they both have the advantage and disadvantage for both language. Rust, Rust is, even though Rust isn't my daily job language, I still love to write in Rust code in my spare time, and I wish I can have opportunity work in Rust on my job, on my full-time job. Yeah.
So besides Go, what else is powering TikTok and Douyin?
Most of TikTok is Go in ByteDance. Some part of the project is powered by Rust, such as Luck. Luck is IM collaboration message, just like Google G Suite. Yeah.
Yeah, that's interesting. Actually, I have no idea what's powering TikTok and Douyin. So it's interesting to hear that most of it is Go, but you said it's probably safe to say some high performance pieces are definitely written in Rust. Is that clear to say? Like you said, the instant messaging, the collaboration.
No, actually, most of projects in ByteDance is writing in Go. Only a piece of other projector, but no TikTok. This projector include like just to say it's just popular in mainland China and not be famous in outside. So most of people don't know the service, but actually that is the earliest product in China to adopt Rust since they use Rust in 2017.
Okay, I see. Yeah, I know there's a couple of companies in China using Rust, but not a lot. I think Huawei is probably one of the biggest members, right? I think they have very high seat on the Rust Foundation.
Yeah.
Okay. So how long have you been working with Go for?
I worked for Go about 2 years. Yeah. After I joined ByteDance.
You didn't even know Go before you went to ByteDance. Is that what I hear?
No, I know Go. I didn't working Go on my job. Before I joined ByteDance, I'm used to Python and Java.
Hmm. I see. And then you start to use Go. So how do you feel about Go? I'm using it as a daily language. Do you feel very confident in it? Do you feel some pieces are not so good? Or how do you feel about using Go as your daily work?
I think I can use Go to work on my project in efficient way. I can resolve my easily and quickly. This is the Go's advantage. However, actually, I don't like Go. I think the Go language missing the important part of the language, such as type system and function programming, and some others like cargo in Rust. But so is why I love Rust so much.
Oh, yeah. They say the tooling is good, right? Compared to other
Okay.
languages. Yeah, the tooling.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think Cargo is a fantastic tool. And isn't there some I don't remember. It's been a while, but I think they have Go mod for making kind of like the package management dependency. Is that still something that's being used?
Yeah, Go mode is a sector dependency management, but
Mm-hmm.
it's still less good than cargo, I think.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I remember when I started to learn Go, there was no package management, and I ran into a problem where my teammates were on a much older version of a package, and then when I tried to work with them, of course, you usually point to GitHub, right? So when I cloned the package dependencies, I was way farther ahead, and that forced them to have to upgrade all the code because of me. I don't know if that's good or bad, but to me, it's bad because you
Yes,
forcing everybody to update because of one new
yes,
person.
exactly. Yes,
Yeah, that's one of the things I really dislike about Go. But I think they supposedly they say it's better since they have this Go mod and maybe a couple other similar tools. And I always find it weird to have this thing called, was it Go Home or something? Or the Home of Go? I forgot there's a special Go folder you have to have for all of your projects, I think. I really don't understand how the whole thing works. Do you know what I'm talking about? You have to have a specific thing called Go Home or when you're inside your environment variables.
yeah,
Yeah. There's a Go Home thing. I forgot the name now.
yeah. Probably Go home environment.
Yeah.
You should set up
You have to set up
the
a
correct
folder and
environment.
yeah, like you have to have a .go folder, I think, in your main repo, I believe. Your main repository. Or in your home folder, I think. It's been so long since I worked with Go. Sorry, not .go,
Yeah,
but there's just a Go folder right here. Yeah, your bin packages go there. I always find it
yes.
really strange to have to do. But the way the packages are done, a little bit weird for me, but maybe I have to play around some more. So you learned Go before you got into Rust, is that true?
No, actually, I didn't know Go before I joined ByteDance.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, I know Rust in 2018,
Mm-hmm.
so I have no experience on Rust than Go, actually.
You have more experience in Rust than you do in Go.
Yes,
Okay. And then, but because you joined ByteDance and you mostly use Go, that's why you have to do more Go, right?
yes.
Does that make you feel sad?
Catholic, sure, yes.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, you definitely said a lot about the Go, the kind of Go feelings you had. It's missing some good tooling is definitely true. Now, when you're working with Rust, right? Is there ever times when you're working with Rust that you wish you had something in Go that was not in Rust? There's some things that Go has that Rust does not have?
I think the most astonish the Go is it has very good experience the Go routing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you just can use the Go keyword to support a Go
Yeah.
routing. That is very powerful.
Yeah.
But in async Rust, even before the async Rust MVP stable, it's really painful to run Rust async code before, such as the future creates 1.0. Yeah, but run after a couple of years, we have a better async experience right now. But I still think we have a long road to go to achieve a better async
Mm.
experience. Yeah, that is the Go long Go routine is so good, I think.
Yeah, I know what you mean. It's Go kind of has like a ready baked solutions, I think, for so many things, right? I think inside of the Go standard library, you also have HTTP and I think JSON and a couple other things. As in Rust, you have to go and find those tools, right? You can't just say, okay, run this async code. You have to find your async runtime. Do you want Tokyo? Do you want, is it MinIO or Minio? All these other ones, right? Yeah, I've heard that a couple of times that there's kind of not some ready made stuff. I almost wish that we would have some kind of ready made templates for people where you could just say, okay, your first time in Rust, okay, just run this code or run this or do this. I think I've seen somebody trying to put a list together for beginners saying, okay, if you're going to do this, here's the crate, do this, here's a crate, kind of, already ready to go. This is what this one should be doing. So I agree that the story is not that good, but it's kind of both a positive and a negative, right? Because the positive is that, okay, you don't have to use Tokyo in case it doesn't fit your needs or you don't want to. You could always use another one. The negative is that you have to find which one is the right one for you, right? That's the bad
Yeah,
part. And having Go, right? You just say Go and it just makes a Go routine for you. It's very convenient.
Yes.
The other thing I really like about Go, and I said this before on the podcast, which is that it's easy for you to cross compile, right? So you're using a Mac, and if you want to make a binary for Windows, you can just say Go build Windows or something like that, or Go release window. I don't remember what it is. On your Mac, you can release a build for any platform you like. As opposed to Rust,
Yes.
you cannot do that so easily. For some things you can, right? I think there's Musel or something you can do for Windows, etc., or maybe Linux. But you cannot do that for as easily you can in Go as you can in
Yes.
Rust. That is something nice too.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I agree. But yeah, but I think the code you can create in Rust is usually so much more high quality, I think at least. Have you found that?
Yes, I agree. I totally agree.
Yeah. Well, it's good to make sure that I'm not the only one who thinks that part. Yeah, so it's good to hear that you've started with Rust. You got more into Go. You're working in Go on every day, but you've never lost your passion for Rust, right? Even though you're using Go all the time.
Yes.
Now, recently, what this episode's all about is that your passion has become even greater, right? You decided to start a very big initiative. And that's why I want to bring you on, because I want to help you in your initiative, and hopefully you can find what it is that you're looking for. Can you tell people about what is it that you're planning to start?
That's the magazine.
Yes, that's the topic. I don't want to give it away.
Okay.
Can you talk about, what is Rust Magazine, right? Why would I want to read that, or why would I want to help you?
Okay. Rust magazine is just a publication for the Rust program language and the community.
So for Rust Magazine, right? If I were to pick up an issue of Rust Magazine, what am I expecting? Is it going to be similar to, we have like This Week in Rust. Have you ever heard of This Week in Rust?
Yeah.
Is it very similar to that?
No. Actually, answer this question in an issue thread. I think Rust magazine had several differences from This Weekend in Rust. Firstly, I think Rust magazine was intended to be a publication for the Rust community. Why? This Weekend in Rust is primarily a weekly newsletter to deliver a week update on the Rust project and the community. Second, I think most of the content in This Week in Rust inappropriate for Rust magazine, such as the weekly updates for the Rust project and something including upcoming event and quarter of the weekend. And also, I think there are Rust analyze and internet Rust change log should also be included. The most important thing I think is acceptable for Rust magazine is the great articles. Instead of just showing it as a link in This Week in Rust, we will publish the entire article in an issue of the magazine. Yeah, that's it.
Okay. And we can just contribute articles, right? That's what I see over here, is that you're currently looking for articles, right? You made a call for articles, people to share their interests.
Yes.
Yeah. Have you gotten anybody to submit an article yet?
Not yet. I just announced the magazine several days ago. I think that most of people just in holiday. Maybe after holiday, I hope some people will submit article to the magazine.
Yeah, I think you picked a not so good time. Everybody's on holiday leave in most of the world outside of China, right? And originally, so we're recording this about 8:46 p.m. in China, Hong Kong time on Christmas Day. Originally, we scheduled for Christmas Eve, but I asked to push it back one day because I had plans. So I thought that it was interesting. But yeah, I think, and especially even for the end of the year, mostly outside of China is quite focused on things. For audience at home, if you don't know, China is kind of on a different schedule. I'm sure there's other countries too, but I just have experience with China. And Christmas time, end of the new year, not much. I mean, officially, they're not really kind of celebrated and not really looked at, But their big thing, of course, is Chinese New Year, which is happening in February or March. February, right?
Yeah, about this year's Lunar Year is January.
Oh, January
21st, I
Okay.
think.
Yeah, it's usually mid to end January or like beginning to mid February. It depends on the calendar. It's very, I don't know. What's the animal this year? Is it rabbit still, or is it rabbits next year? Or rabbit is this year?
Actually, I don't know too.
Oh my goodness! I thought you would know.
Yeah, ask the question changing.
Yeah.
I don't care which animal actually.
Okay. Yeah. So there's 12 basic animals. Of course, one being a dragon. Everybody, I think the big time for births is dragon, right? So when it's
Yeah.
dragon year, there's a big population boom because everybody wants their child to be a dragon. I was
Yes.
born in the year of rabbit. So it's kind of strange, right? Because when you do Chinese New Year, when you ask people what's their animal, you ask them which year they're born, and then you can tell
Yeah.
them what the animal is. Except for me, because I'm born in January. I'm born in January 12th. And so because I'm born on January 12th, that's actually before New Year's in China, Chinese New Year. So originally, if you look at the year, I should be a dragon, but I'm actually at the tail end of rabbit.
Okay.
Yeah, it's confusing, right?
Interesting.
Yeah, because not
Okay.
everybody's born in January, obviously. Most likely you're not going to be born. So they just ask you for the year. So don't just rely on the
Yeah.
year if you're born in January. But yeah, so you posted on Reddit and I saw you're looking for editors. And of course, I wanted to try to get you some exposure because Reddit's not the only place. I think I talked to somebody else about this that we have a lot of the Rust community is kind of spread out over many different channels. We got Discord, we got Reddit, we got, I'm trying to think, there's a Zlib or something. I forgot the name of this. Zulip. Also, other channels that I'm not aware of. There's too many channels where Rust is, so I was hoping that this podcast would be another channel for you to kind of let people know about the magazine.
Thank you.
Yeah,
It's so
definitely.
great.
I want Rust to grow, and I'm happy if we can have some collaboration with people in other countries besides, U.S. and Europe. I think those regions, of course, there's a lot of stuff coming from there, but it's good to hear what's coming from China because China's doing a lot of interesting things with Rust and interesting things in general. So it's good to kind of bring some collaboration in there. So, and it's also good to hear more about what is the magazine, right? Because some concern that, of course, comes to my mind is this supposed to replace This Week in Rust? But it's not, right? It's more of a complement. It's different style, right? Longer articles is what I understand. Is that right?
Yes, exactly. Rust magazine isn't an alternative to This Week in Rust. It's just a complement to This Week in Rust. Yeah, I hope we have a good publication for the Rust community to share the knowledge, experience, and using the Rust language. And I hope this magazine can inspire some Rust agents to get started with the language or to be more involved in the Rust. Yes.
Yeah, I understand. It's good to have more channels, right? I think the This Week in Rust, it's either people discover you or you need to submit your article and it has to be, of course, edited, etc. But it's good to have another part, right? Do you mind to kind of talk more about how does the process work, right? If I want to submit something to the Rust magazine, do I need to have a blog and then I submit my blog article? Or do I have to submit like a Word document? Or how would I some articles to Rust magazine?
Contributing article to Rust magazine is a really easy thing. You can just go to the Rust magazine repository and clone the report to local computer, and you can just copy your article as a Markdown file into the directory and add some change to the repo, the gene.com file, which is the metadata of an issue, and just git commit, push, and submit your PR. We'll review your PR as soon as possible. That's it. You don't need to set up your blog post. Yeah, you can just copy your article into the repo and submit it. Actually, I have written a simple tutorial about how to contribute to the magazine. You can find the link in the footer of the magazine website.
Yeah, I saw you have a PR up. So it's quite a familiar style for most kind of projects, right? You just clone the
Yes.
repo, add your article, and submit a PR, and then that will be reviewed by one of the editors. Is that right?
Yes.
And you're just using Markdown.
Yes. Currently, only for the Markdown format. That's the most universal format for article, I think.
Okay. Yeah, definitely most programmer friendly, I would say. I think everybody kind of knows at least a little bit of Markdown, especially if you work with GitHub and everything else.
Yeah.
Okay. So right now you're doing a big call out for more articles, right? Because obviously, I think the only article I see is just yours, but obviously you just started a couple days ago, right? It's been 3 days.
Yes,
Yeah,
exactly.
yeah. So obviously, so it's not uncommon to have zero articles besides yours. So I wouldn't be, what's the word for that? Discouraged, because it takes time to grow
Yeah.
this kind of thing, right? And it's good to hear that you're looking for involvement from the community, right? So you're asking for more articles. And I did see a couple people saying that they're interested to submit something. So they're probably working on that and get back to you later. But you're also looking
Yes.
for editors, right?
Yes. I started Rust programming in the beginning. I just myself, and after I posted a link in Reddit, I got someone who is very interested in joining us. And now I think I got two extra edits already. And but I think we still need three or more editors to join us. I hope we have good editor team to maintain the Rust magazine. Just like this week in Rust, they have I think 7 editors. I don't know, maybe at least 5 editors. They working very good, I think.
Yeah. Well, you're looking for only 5 editors, right? You don't want more than 5 at the moment?
Maybe I don't know. Maybe they say it's good. I
Okay.
don't think too many people is good for the Russian language.
Hmm.
I don't know. Maybe it's okay to be more than 5 people.
If I was interested to be an editor for the magazine, how would I apply?
I just posted an issue on the Russian magazine report.
Hmm.
The title is called is course for editor.
Hmm.
If you have interest, please check the issue and comment below. I'll reach you and we'll have a talk about the editor thing. Yeah.
How often are you planning to publish?
I plan to release the issue monthly. Each issue, I think, must include at most 10 articles. I hope it works. So I really appreciate the contribution from the community. We hope to deliver a high quality issue each month. Welcome you join us.
Now, I did see that I think you're doing a bilingual magazine, right? It's Chinese and English. Are you planning to expand more languages?
In my announcement, I have a Chinese translation article. I hope the Rust magazine can reach more audience in all around the world. If you have interest, you can also translate the article and contribute to the report. That will be very helpful for other people who native speak English speaker.
Okay. So does this mean that some articles maybe will not be translated, right? Because you have to manually translate them.
Yeah, most of the articles should rely on the community to help the translation.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's not bad. I think there's quite a few people who are interested to translate things. Okay. This is looking pretty interesting. When do you think you want to publish the first version of Rust magazine?
I hope to release the first issue on January 2023. Yeah, the next month. Yeah, so I'm working hard for preparing for the new issue and calling for articles. Yeah.
Oh, that's good. So in January, would that be end of January? Obviously, cannot do beginning of January. Maybe too soon, right? Should be end of January.
Maybe end of January.
Okay. So how do we know when that magazine's published? Right? Do we need to keep checking? It's going to be published to the web to the GitHub page website, or how would I kind of stay up to date with the magazine?
Rust Magazine is just a static website generated by a project called Zine, which is my personal project. Actually, the magazine provides ISS feeder and you can following the ISS if you prefer, or maybe you can watching the GitHub repo for the changing. And what's most important, we are preparing for the newsletter, which allow you to submit your email. And we didn't prepare it yet. I must take another time to set up. I believe it will work before the first issue release.
Okay. Yeah, this is looking exciting. I can't wait for the first couple issues to come out because I think it's going to take some time to find the style, the rhythm, all this kind of stuff, right? Because the first few issues are going to need a lot of what we call trial and error, right? Try it, make corrections, try again, right? It's not going to be
Yeah.
success the first few issues, I believe, and that's fine. It happens.
Yes.
That's exciting, right? What made you decide to create this magazine? What's driving you? What's making you want to do this?
I think the magazine is a very good media channel to deliver the knowledge in the community besides the Reddit, besides this week in Russia. And I think most of people still enjoy the magazine in our reality lives. We are enjoying in my childhood in my college time. We really enjoy reading magazine, no matter a game magazine or the software magazine. That was really impressive to me. So I think why not make a digital magazine for the Rust community? That will be really interesting. Actually, I find after announcing the Rust magazine, a lot of people give a good reaction, and they said they're really looking forward to it, and which give me a lot of inspiration.
Oh yeah, I think that's good about the Rust community is they're very encouraging. That's for sure. So it's good to hear that you feel that also. Yeah, I don't think I have any more questions. Right? Is there anything you wanted us to know before we end the episode? Is there maybe some callouts you have or anything or?
I think starting a Rust magazine isn't the easy thing for a single person or several person over several ages. So I hope everyone can contributing to the magazine. Without the contribution from the community, I think it's hard to actually build an awesome magazine. So we need it. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that's good to hear. I think one last thing to say is kind of if people want to stay up to date about the magazine, right? How can we find the magazine itself? Does it have an actual .com name? I don't think it does, right? It has only a GitHub website, right? So it's rustmagazine.github.io. That's the official URL.
Yes, actually, the Rust magazine is hosting in GitHub page, so the domain is just provided by GitHub. We don't have a top domain by ourselves. I think maybe we can have custom domain such as rustmagazine.org. Maybe this is in my plan. We are just getting started. So
Yeah.
we have lots of to do, including the custom domain. Yeah.
Yeah, that's definitely true. Also, that's why you need the call for editors and authors and everything else. So first get the authors down, then you need the editors to edit the work from the authors. Then after all of that, you still need many other things, right? I understand. The list, as we say, the list keeps growing of things to do and never gets smaller, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, very true. All right. Anyways, it's good to have you on. It's good to hear that you're starting up the Rust magazine. I'm looking forward to the first issue.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for working on this. I appreciate it. It's a big effort. So I hope this becomes a success. That's why I want to help you out and get the exposure.
Yeah, thank you.
Awesome.